All right, y'all. Well, I've got a minute or two. It's serious talk time. You're not probably many of you aren't gonna like it, but whatever. I'm used to it. You know that I give you my opinion, unfiltered, unadulterated, whether it's good or bad. So I'll give you a couple warnings ahead of time. Right. First, the disclaimer. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not trying to suggest anybody do anything with their money that they don't want to do. The second is that if you subscribe to my channel, and you subscribe to my channel because you enjoy my honesty and how I bring reality, and try to cause you to look at things from a different perspective than maybe you would have normally looked at it, then continue watching this video. There might be something in it for you. If you are someone who is triggered easily, you are someone who enjoys confirmation bias, and you think that anyone who disagrees with you is a fudder, which isn't even a word, or spreading FUD, if that's you, bye. Shut it off right now. Don't even watch it, right? Okay. I've been thinking about this way, and we're going to talk about Lunatics token and kind of where things are right now, right? But I've been thinking about it this way. I used to have a relationship talk channel, and I used to talk about relationships, right? Have you ever, or do you know somebody who's been in a relationship maybe way past its due date? I have, right? I definitely have. I've known people, and I've done it myself. You can be in a relationship sometimes that starts off like fire, right? Everything is great. You're having so much fun together. You make plans for the future. You just know that this is, you found the one. You're so happy, so relieved, so comfortable because you found the one. And you have all these plans in your head of what your life is going to be like now because of this other person has entered it and is in it and is going to stay, right? Those dreams can become so vivid that you don't even necessarily realize when things start going astray. Maybe one partner realizes it and notices that things maybe aren't what they used to be. It's not going so great. But the other partner won't see it, can't see it, is in denial, right? Which is a very normal human phenomenon, thing that we go through, right? But they're in denial, and they don't see what's going on. And even though you might be able to say, okay, we're having some troubles right now, we're having some problems, you're not ready to call it a day. You're not ready to really throw in the towel and say, you know what, we've gotten to a point that it's unfortunate, but no, this is not going to work. So instead you say, well, what if we do this? Or what if we do that? Maybe we can move. Maybe we need to get away from our family, our friends. Maybe we need to get away from this area. Maybe if I only pay more attention to her. Maybe if this, maybe if that. There's a million what ifs. Trying to salvage something that is just past its due date. It's just not savable anymore. And it's very, very hard to come to that realization when you have planned your life out around this thing, right? Now that can happen to us in more than just, human relations, right? I mean, it really happens in a lot of different ways. Back a while ago now, I feel like a couple of years ago now, when GameStop squeezed, right? Had that big squeeze, went up to, what was it, $600 a coin or whatever. And if they didn't shut down the selling, who knows where it could have went, right? But they stopped it. And then they thought that it was going to squeeze again. And then the next one to come up was AMC. And boy, that was going to be the mother of all short squeezes. And people invested a lot, right? Some people definitely invested more than they probably could have afforded to lose, because they didn't think there was a chance in the world they could lose. There was so many people pumping them up and telling them what was going to be, and how many naked shorts there were, and this and that, and all we got to do is hodl, and it's going to go here, it's going to go there. Sadly to say, to this day, years later at this point, there are still some that are holding on to that dream. And I was one of the few, and I caught hell for it, but I was right. I was one of the few who came out ahead of it and said, you know what? No, guys, think objectively. This is not going to squeeze for X amount of reasons, right? I gave various reasons. I even wrote a whole Medium article on it, right? But people had planned their lives around the fact that they were going to be millionaires very soon, because we were going to see the mother of all short squeezes. This thing was going to go to $1,000 and way up from that, a coin. And where is AMC right now, right? It really is in a bad spot as far as the stock goes. It's not going to squeeze. It took people a long time to come to that realization, right? Okay. This brings us to Lunatics token. I have backed this project from the beginning. And why did I back it? I don't know a ton about cryptocurrency. I was learning, right? I backed it because of relationships. I backed it because of people that I believed in, that I got to know, and that I truly, to this day, believe had the absolute best of intentions for that project, for the community that invested in it and trusted in them. I believe there was a couple people, 2, maybe 3 people, that I believe truly wanted to be the hero for a lot of people, and that was the goal. And I really got to know those people, and I really got to like them, and I really got to trust their vision and their intentions. And so I pushed the hell out of this thing, right? But I'm also a person who's been around the block a few times. I see the writing on the wall more easily, I've noticed, than a lot of people do. I'm willing to let go of something quicker than maybe some other people. I'm not someone, because I've done the denial thing, and it hurt me deeply, and I've learned not to do that anymore, right? To think objectively as much as possible in all circumstances. Well, most of you know what's going on basically with Lunatics token. The team, a lot have already left. They're just gone, right? And have put out, whatever little statements about didn't like the way things were going. I'm out, right? They've gone. Some people have been asked to leave, whatever. But ultimately, the whole team is signing off at the end of this month and leaving basically the project to the community. To whatever happens to it at that point, happens to it, right? It's, these guys are out. They're gone. They're done. They're washing their hands of it. And, we can debate the reasons for that. There's no point in doing that right now here, right? So leaving aside all of the controversy and just talking about the logistics here. Now that is done, almost minutes after that announcement was put in the TG, people started jockeying for position. And some people started seeing to themselves an opportunity. Maybe an opportunity to take over and take on this project and, whatever. I don't know their intentions, right? And there are also a lot of the community who are invested, who were planning out their life according to the money that they were going to make, because they also very much believed in the potential of this project. They saw it as a bit of a savior, maybe, from a position that they're in, and they invested whatever they could afford to invest, and they knew that money was going to increase, and they were going to be in a better position, And, we all do it, right? You sit and you daydream about the car you're going to drive and the house you're going to live in, or maybe paying all your bills and being debt-free. Everybody has their own dream, but we all dreamt on this one. And a lot of people are still dreaming. A lot of people are still invested. Some are invested very, very heavily. Some not so heavily, but are still invested. And so there's a lot of talk in the TG, and has broken off to separate groups here and there. A lot of talk about how to revive it, how to rescue it, how to keep it going. Some people have different intentions. Their intentions might be, listen, a lot of people are invested. How do we save them as best we can? There are some people with those genuine intentions. They're few and far between, right? Most people are like, okay, I had thousands of dollars at one point, and now it's down to tens of dollars. Who's going to revive this thing so that I don't have to sell at such an unbelievable loss, right? Well, anybody right now that would put money into this project basically is just providing exit liquidity. That's the reality, right? And this is why you don't see a bunch of people rushing to pull their wallets out and say, I got it, right? Basically, like I said, it would be exit liquidity. And everybody's like, yeah, rah, let's go. Yeah, keep the project going. You guys, take it over. Let's find a dev. Let's do this. Let's do that. Because it's not going to cost them anything, right? And because if anybody can get it going, maybe they can get out even, at least, right? This is the goal. This is why everybody wants to do this. But let's talk about, like I said, the logistics, okay? And let's be real. Lunatics token has been criticized and scrutinized and any number of other things that you can say since the beginning, right? The beginning was, let's make a token that will help burn LUNC. It was clear, let's get that community on our side. And once we have that community on our side, and we've built a huge community now because we're in your community and we're helping you, now we can also build the token and have our own thing. So even if LUNC goes belly up, but that was the origin, right? Let's get it going this way. But the LUNC community didn't really take to the team. They felt like they were trying to steal holders. They were taking money out of their pocket. And a bunch of people looked into the team themselves and looked into wallets and this and that and the other thing and talked about, well, these guys have been involved in this rug pull, that rug pull, whatever the involvement was, they were there, right? And so, don't want nothing to do with it. There's been stuff like that from the beginning. And this team persevered. They persevered and stuck through all that. They had people like me in their corner, people like Matthew Perry in their corner, for whatever. I mean, I'm not, I'm no huge influencer, but I mean, Matt is, and there's a few other people that may have stuck up for them. And they did what they could do to keep it going. Built utility, or had a bunch of utility on the way. Some of it, I guess, is ready to go. I don't know, right? But they had plans. Then the ETH launch. And then the ETH launch 2. And then the ETH launch 3. And everything has very much gone downhill from there, right? But if you look at the chart, if you zoom out, right? When in doubt, zoom out. If you look at the chart, the price, the value of LunaT has been going down from the beginning. Started off with a bang, has consistently gone down, down, down. Because, we've got a strong community in the TG. Made some friends. Might feel like family in there. Could be a good time, right? Maybe 8,000 holders, short of 8,000 holders in a year. Not earth-shattering numbers, right? Needed new investors. Needed that LUNC community. Needed a lot of different things that it never got and was never going to get, right? So it's been tough. It's been very, very tough. It's been, and continues to be, a long shot that even with everything that the team was able to pull off in the last year, it's a long shot that it was ever really going to be a massive project, right? One of the members, core members of the team has been, I did not hear this, I'm telling you, it has been quoted by a couple people that I've heard to say at some point, I don't know when, that he never expected this project to last more than 3 months. I don't know if that's true, but I've heard a few different people say it. So, well, we got a year out of it, right? Okay. So on the rebuild, on the putting it back together, my question to you is why? Why? Why are we trying? If this is my opinion, this is just my opinion. If this were a strong project, if I couldn't say any of the things that I just said, and that this project had the community support of the LUNC community, it had a huge support throughout crypto and was doing really well, but something catastrophic happened and really screwed it up, I would say, listen, yeah, it's been a good project. It's made some people some money. The chart has been great. We need to do what we can do to try and fix it. But that's not the case. It hasn't been a strong project. It's been a project that, if you look at the chart, looks like a very slow rug pull. That's what it looks like. Why do you try to save that? Why do you try to revamp that? The only reason is, as I said, because you're invested and you want somebody to try to fix it so that you don't have to sell at such a loss. That's the only reason. But what's the reality, right? Could anybody fix this and bring in new holders? Well, the team, and a really good team, for a year was not able to build that community, was not able to bring in new holders, and the chart was consistently going down. So what is it you're trying to rebuild? That? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, guys. You need to take this out in the back of the barn and shoot it. I'll be the one to say it, right? Lunatics token is done. And any attempt to continue it, I don't even know if anybody will attempt to continue it. Because like I said, if you put money into this thing, you're just providing exit liquidity. You're maybe bringing the price up so some people can get out without losing too much. You're not even starting from zero. You're starting from way, way behind, right? So, how about this, right? Some people have suggested a total rebrand, a total name change, just totally change the whole thing around, right? Somebody said to me a little while ago, what if everybody who was holding sent everything that they're holding, because it ain't worth crap anyway, sent it all to the deployer wallet or whatever it is, right? And then you just basically launch a whole new token with that, right? That's happened before. I really, it's not like I know every cryptocurrency out there, right? But the two that I know that's happened with before, right? 3.0 DAO, who actually everybody held on to their 3.0 tokens, but they rebranded it into this Lotto 3 whatever, right? And basically just left everybody holding their tokens. Those 3.0 DAO guys are just, people who hold those are just basically ass out, right? It's not working real well. Like I can think of Kunatori, KTO, right? Who I actually have had some interactions with. Kunatori token, I for all intents and purposes, I didn't really know about it until recently, but I guess it was a decent project, and I'm not even sure why, but the core team left, right? And because it was a decent project, the community picked it up, and some people in the community stepped up and said, we will run the project, right? And I guess they found a developer, and they had to hire people, right? They had to pay for things. And even with the best of intentions, and even with a really good plan, it's super, super expensive, and it's not going anywhere. Kunatori token is the one, if you knew Shiba Inu, and you knew Shib Queenie, who was basically the face of Shiba Inu for everybody, she left the Shiba Inu team when that all fell apart, and she went over to Kunatori token, Queenie. That's how I found out about it. But they tried it, and it's really not working. Now they're still going at it. You know what I mean? Who knows what they can pull out in the next 2 to 3 years? I don't know. Basically, what I'm saying is that it's not an easy thing to do. It's not like, let's just throw some people in here with good intentions who want to do it and we'll just build it. It's expensive. It's difficult. And if you're going to spend that much money building a project, why not just build a brand new project? Come up with a concept, put together a good team, and build a brand new project, right? You know, maybe with those tokens, I'm not sure how to do it, right? But Lunatics token, that, in my opinion, that's done. That's done. And going forward, anyone from that team that would be involved in any kind of revamp or anybody that was involved with that team, even the guys that I really like, it's not going to work. You can't have them. They have to go. They all have to go. If it has any chance whatsoever, they all have to go. Because the same critics are going to come out and say, oh, yeah. That person, this is what they did. This is what they did. They're still involved. Well, then it's still the same thing, right? Not sure what you guys are going to do. But I want you to start thinking objectively. Why put so much effort and time into trying to rescue something that has not been strong for months, for a year? I don't know. Let me know. If I got something wrong or if you've got a different perspective, love to hear it. Leave comments in the comment section. All right, y'all. Ciao.